Welcome back to the workbench, and we're still working on the Rolife flower shop wooden kit build, whatever you call these things. Something that my daughter wanted, so that's what we're building. 2 birds, 1 stone, kind of 3 birds, 1 stone. 1, I like building things. 2, she wanted it, and 3, I need content for you guys. So here we are. Basically, so far we've just kind of built a bunch of boxes. That's kind of been, we're just starting in the beginning and going through the instructions, and that's kind of where we're at so far, is some boxes and some planters. I guess it is a flower shop. I guess you'd have a lot of those. But where we're at now is here. Make sure you guys can see where I'm at. We're at flower rack 2, which I've already, pre-painted and all that good stuff, and got all the pieces together here. It's not much to this one. It looks like it's just 4 pieces, and we'll have it together. Let's see which side. It looks like it goes this way. And I'm going to continue using this god-awful glue that they gave us in the kit. But I do want to try to use the stuff that came in the kit, do it how the instructions say, all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do, what I've been doing is just dropping some glue here. Because this stuff, if you haven't seen the previous episodes, 1, go back and check the playlist, so you can watch them. But 2, this stuff is super goopy, stringy, just horrible glue. But it's it actually been kind of fun to try to use. Gives a little bit of a challenge, quite honestly. So I just kind of dab it like so, and then this is going to glue. We're right here. We're going to glue what is D14 onto C17, just like so. I've noticed if you give it a little hold just for a second. In fact, what I could do to let this glue. Did I put away my clamps? No, here they are. I've got a little box of, I call them clamps. They're actually little paper clip things, whatever. I've had these forever, and I've always just used them for holding stuff just like this. So it'll hold it together, let the glue dry. I love little clamps. I've literally had these. I think I mentioned this before in a previous episode, but I have had this little box. This was given to me as a child. I mean, when I say a child, I mean I was probably 8. And I don't know why this was given to me, but I've had it that long. You can see the top's completely kind of shattered, cracked. But this is probably from 1985. And I've had them forever, using them just for modeling. And that's probably why they were given to me, because I was building models when I was 8. And somebody thought they would work. So we'll let that dry up. It doesn't take very long. And then what we're going to do, we're going to glue in these guys here. Let me get some of this roughness out of it. Where's our little fingernail file that this came with? I'll try to smooth this out a little bit. This is a pretty cool little sanding stick that came in the kit. Oh, did I mention I found the paintbrush that came in the kit? Before I couldn't find it. In case you didn't know, you're just joining us. I couldn't find it. It said there was a paintbrush. I couldn't find it. So from now on, we're going to use that paintbrush. I put mine away. We're going to use the one that came in the kit. So smooth this out. All right, and I bet this is good to go, or I could be wrong. Look how much flex, or how much, can you see how much that's flexed off of there? You know what I'm going to do? Let me kind of shove some glue. You know what I'm actually going to, well, nope. I'm going to stay away from the CA glue. I'm not going to use it. We're going to use the glue provided. I was just going to put some CA glue in there and be done with it, but that's adding materials outside of the kit that they said we didn't need to add. I'm trying to do it just like the kit says. When I do these builds, that's kind of what I'm trying to do, is build them maybe how you guys would. So you see this kit at the Michaels or the Hobby Lobby or whatever big box store, and you want to build it, so you bring it home, and you've got just your little thing. Everybody has some clamps like this or clips like that, but not everybody has a bottle of Starbond CA glue. The best CA glue on the market. Get your discount in the description. But not everybody has a bottle of this. So I'm going to try to use the glue that's provided, the paintbrush that's provided, the sanding stick that's provided. Like I've mentioned, I have a whole tray of sanding sticks that I've collected over the years. But we'll use the ones that come in the kit. All right, let's let that side glue up, because that's the side that was warped. When we painted this, if you remember right, we had to do basically with some washes. Another thing that came in the kit were these, I guess basically acrylic paints. And we had to dilute them 12-to-1 and 8-to-1. Well, I've already painted these. And the thing is, they're so diluted and so water-based, as a wash, that it actually will makes the wood curl when it dries. So that's why you really have to clamp it down flat here. But we'll go ahead and glue up this side. How does this? Okay, just going to glue on the end like so. It looks like, yeah, just like that. So we'll just dab some glue. When I say dab glue, put a dot of glue there, not, like the Logan Paul kind of dab. This just a dot of glue on the ends here. And go ahead and get this side glued up. Now, what I want to do, I think is what's going to be most important, is let's make sure this is kind of perpendicular. We want this to sit straight when we get the other one, and flush on the ends as best we can. Just like that. Good. Let's see if this side has... It is not. So we might let this rest just for a second. Might just set it right here. And I need to scoot that over a little bit. Sorry. Okay, now we'll let this... In fact, I'm going to set it right up here out of the way with this other one. We'll let that kind of dry up, and we'll move on to what is it? Flower Rack 3. That's what it's labeled as. Now, I was getting materials together that we needed prior, and it came across this where basically what it's calling for, and I know you guys can't read this, so I'll read it to you. Number 2 on the list of material list for this thing here, Flower Rack 3, is champagne wire L 900 millimeters as shown. It says bag. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Bag 4. I don't know how these bags. Oh, it was in here. Yeah, I pulled this out of here. Well, my point being is there's tons of wire. So you can see we've got some wire, this wire. We've got that wire. We've got tons of wire, but that's in a different bag. So out of bag 4, we had black wire, but it's saying champagne wire. So I'm assuming that's the color. But I've noticed down the way, we actually, again, you guys can't read on down here. It actually calls for copper wire. Now we have a substitute instructions. This, copper wire. Interestingly, we're going to get to this tomorrow, by the way. Interesting, this kit why it has the supplement instructions. This kit used to come with real plants. They weren't fake plants. They were real plants. And it says here, it's really funny. Due to import regulations, natural plants in the kit have been replaced with fake plants. And so that's why they have this supplement to show you how to make the fake plants. How in the world would you keep the real plants alive? Anyways, I feel gypped though, by the way. I want my real plants. Screw the import regulations. I don't know. But I'm trying to figure out what the wire was that they actually want. I've come to figure out it's got to be this. This is, it's, I guess, champagne color. Is that what they're going for there? And the lengths we need to cut. And by the way, it just says, if you can see here, it just says 240. I'm assuming that's millimeters. So 24 centimeters, which is, I did get my ruler that we were required to have. That's 24 centimeters like that. It's long, So I went to the box, and you can see, because I was like, well, that's way too long. That's going to make, is that millimeters? Is that really what we're talking about? But I went to the box. You can see, or maybe you guys can't. This rack we're about to make is in the very back here, and it's almost as tall as the whole building. And so I went to my trusty road map. Where's my trusty road map? And you can see how tall the building is. It's actually pretty good size. So when you look at 24 centimeters, and then we're going to actually roll it over in half. So it's going to be, let's just say it's 12 centimeters. It's about like that. So that kind of makes sense. It's pretty tall. Okay. So I think this is... So my point is there's only 2 options we had. One was black, which I think it would call for black wire. And when I say we only had 2 options, it's because that's all we had with the length to make this happen. Why did they give it to us all curled up? Now I got to try to straighten this. I don't know the best way to straighten. I guess I'll just kind of pull it. Try to get the bends and stuff out of it because obviously I want it to be straight. But we need to cut 2 at 240. Again, I'm assuming that's 240 millimeters, which is, more easily said. Oh, you know what I need? I wonder if I can cut this with scissors. Oh, I bet I can cut it with my nippers here. Should have brought in some wire cutters. So 24 centimeters is 240 millimeters, if my math is right. So we're going to cut it right there. That cut easily. Okay, and then what I'm going to do next, I'm not going to actually use the ruler because we need 2 of these. So I'm going to actually cut the second one using the first one as the guide in case it's off a little bit. At least they'll be the same. Make sure we're lined up down there, trying to pull them tight together. Where's the end? There it is. And I'll just butt that up against it. Okay, and there's our two 240s. All right, man, this is just like a wrinkled up mess here. Let me go with this side. See if I can pull some more of this straight, because we actually have more to cut. So we've got a lot more to cut. We've got 6 at 40 millimeters and 6 at 30 millimeters. And then we got to make these bends in them. Hey, yay. Okay, so let me set our 240s. Man, they're so bent up and stuff. I don't know how can we like roll them? Is there a technique? No, that's not going to work. I was going to try to like roll it. I don't know if there's a technique to straightening wire. If you know how to straighten this out easily, I guess just get it as best we can. Anyways, I'm going to set them to the side for now, and let's get these other ones cut. So what did we say? 40 millimeters. So that's 4 centimeters. So we can use the big numbers. So let me cut the first one. What did I say? 40. Right there. Okay. And now we need 6 of these. So I think these should cut pretty quick. It's 2. Here's another bit of advice too. When I cut this, and now I go to use one of these as a template, use the same one as the template every time. Because otherwise, if I was to cut this one and it's a little off, and then I use it as the template, and the next one's a little off, and I use it as the template, and the next one's a little off, and by the end, you're way off. Does that make sense? So I always use the same one as a template. At least that's how I do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more of these, and that'll have our 40 millimeter wires. Okay, so let's keep these all together somewhere so I don't lose them. We'll try to get all that, because these are going to be bent also. We'll just set them all right. I don't even know if you guys, setting them all right up there. And then we've got 6 that are 30 millimeter. Straighten out some of this wire again. Sure hope this is the right wire, because I'm using it all up. If it's not, I might be out buying wire. I don't know. Here's 30. And then again, we'll just do this over and over again. So 2. And I want to keep these separate because there's not much difference in length between these here. Just 1 centimeter actually. What is that? 3. 4. 5, and one more. 6. Okay, so it's got the wire. I'm just going to set this back there somewhere out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to slide those just kind of up over here. Okay. Now, just so you know, I already took care of, you can see we had some of the cardstock. If you're new again, basically we have a sheet of it's kind of like thick parchment paper, kind of cardstock parchment paper that we're cutting some of this stuff out of. I've cut the 3, what are going to end up being the shelves, I guess. I've cut the 3 shelves out of that already. But what we also need, we have, it's yellow heat shrink. Am I going to need to heat shrink this? I might have to go get a lighter if I do or something. I don't have a source of heat. Anyways, we've got yellow heat shrink, okay, that we need to cut 12 yellow heat shrink. Oh my God, we got to cut 12. Is that all we're doing is 12 at 3 millimeters? Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see if we can do that. So 3 millimeter, I might have to just kind of, I might just kind of judge this. 1, 2, 3 is basically right there. This might be easier to cut with scissors, the heat shrink. Okay, there's 1. I wonder if I might be able to just do it this way. I can set it beside it. I don't know how exact all this has to be. That's 2. I mean, I need 12. 2, 3, 4. I'm trying to get them to the same size as best I can. 4. But again, I don't know how exact that has to be. Whoops. How many is that? I can't even keep track. Okay, 5. You know what I could do? You know what makes more sense? Well, it would make sense if I had a pen. I was going to just write a line. I have no marking utensil other than a Sharpie, which, okay, let's just keep going. I'll just keep using this as I was going to mark 2 lines. It would probably be easier to do this on top of marked lines instead of beside. That's this thing, the one I already cut. I think that was my template there. That one seemed long, but that's okay. Oh boy. There is absolutely got to be a better way to do this. I know that for a fact. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Didn't one go flying somewhere? 9, 10. So I just need 2 more. I doubt one of these is actually 3 millimeters. Okay. Count them again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And it is 12, yes. I'm going to slide those right up here, out of the way, off. Did I just lose one? I don't know. I have more I can cut if I need to. All right, I think that's everything we need. Yellow heat shrink. Yeah. Champagne wire and paper cuts. Okay, well, or cut paper, probably be the better way to say that. Let's see if this dried up yet. All right, yeah, let's finish this up first before we move forward. Do I still have any glue that's going to work? Man, this stuff, ugh, it just turns into a gummy mess. Let's try again here. All right. Let's get this guy. What was this one called? Flower Rack 2. We'll get Flower Rack 2 done and in the books. I think done and dusted, as the British say. All right. How's that? I think we just basically want it to be, I want it the same height, which I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to set it on end like so, and we're going to call that a done Flower Rack 2. Okay, let's set that aside. I'll probably need that glue. What do we do? Okay, so we cut them. We got to bend these, and we got to bend them around at 32, with a 32 millimeter gap in between. What is the best way? So we've got to make, I wish they gave like a template to lay it on. That's not in our big roadmap, is it? What'd I do with it? Oh, it's set down here. There's not a template in here. I mean, we've got this huge roadmap of insanity. Did they give us a template to maybe lay this on? No, of course not. Here, I found a place that would have been good to put it, right here. But we don't have it, so we're gonna, okay, throw that to the side. So what we've got to do, would be nice if, you know, you could lay it on top of it and try to, you know, manipulate it where it was sitting on that line. But main thing we got to do, we got to make sure, I guess, we get 32 millimeter between here, but also get these, you know, oh my God, this is going to look awful. Okay, let me see if I can, let me lay out the ruler. What does even 32 look like? I mean, that's not too bad, I don't think. It's pretty close. Kind of eyeballed it okay, I guess. But what I want to try to do is make all of this look kind of straight, and like the arc on I want this arch up here to be kind of nice looking. not like a line drawing a child did. Let me see if I can. I think that might be about as good as we're going to get it. I'm hoping we can put enough plants on this thing to hide it all. I don't know how that works, but now what I'm going to do, let me remeasure this again. That's right at 30. There, now we're 32. Good enough. All right. So what I'm going to do is just take this one, kind of lay it on top, and do basically what I was saying, what I would like to have done with some kind of template from the manufacturer of this, but that would be, that'd take all the fun out of it anyways. Because we want to get these two. You know what I could have done is just bent them together, I suppose, at the same time. Probably would have made sense. But I think we're going to be pretty close. That one actually looks better. It got a better arc up here. How can I fix this one and have that better looking arc? It's basically it's kind of squared off right there is the problem. That's not too bad. Yeah. All right, I think we're going to go with it. I consider probably mess with this all day. Okay, so we're going to call these our uprights or whatever you would call them. So, okay, again, stop. Okay, enough. I've been messing with them too long. Now I got to sit here and bend all of these. Are you kidding me? What am I going to use? What's the best way? Do I have I need something to bend these over on because I need to make a 90-degree bend. How did I do this last time? When I was doing that silly little P51 metal P51, I used this. That might be the way to do it. You know what? Do I have something 5 millimeters? So if I had something this thick, that would make it even easier. Let me just real quick look, see what I have laying around. I don't have anything within arm's reach. How can we do this? Oh, I do actually, I think. Hold on a second. I'm going to reach right. Do I have another one of those laying around? I don't. So let me reach over here and move some stuff. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm moving some of the horrific mess on my work table to get to a piece. Oops, whack my light. To a little piece of MDF. How thick is this MDF? 6. Okay, but I think that's going to give us a little something to work with. Did I just lose a wire? Here it is. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball a millimeter short. Actually, I'm just going to take it to the edge and bend it. There we go. At the end of the day, I think that's going to be pretty close. And bend it. How do these go together? So let's see. I think they're going to go like this, and then we're going to, yeah. And then this has to be able to fit in there, so that's why it has to be a certain. I'm just trying to make sure this is my little template here that I'm using. So these, how do these fit in there? They kind of fit just in behind, don't they? What did these actually bend to? What's the actual measurement? Yeah, they're a little long. I don't know. I think we're going to have to go to it. If I end up having to go with it. If I end up having to trim the cardboard down, we'll just have to trim it down because I can't, we got to get this done, essentially. And I want them to all be as uniform as possible. The main thing is I'm trying to hold, once I make the first bend, I need to hold it aiming straight down, and I can't get the bend fully, a full bend in it, so I just have to finish it like so. I think that's fine. Yeah, I wish this board was just a hair bit thinner, but I think it's okay. I probably cut them all long anyways. Okay, come on. Finish off the bend. And I've got to do this with all of these guys, which is a little bit of a chore. I probably could have done this prior to starting the episode, but then you wouldn't have the fun of watching it, I guess. This very exciting YouTube footage right here. But that's kind of the point in these videos that I'm doing is, you get to see the whole process. You can see how, there's a little tediousness to it. This kit turned out to be a lot more tedious than I was really hoping for. I'm trying to straighten this out. I don't know. I always misunderstand the kits, I guess. You only have to look at the box cover and it's just full of like 58,000 plants. I should have known that there's going to be a ton of tediousness to it. But it's all right. We just get it done. All right, those guys, let's set them to the side like so. Now we got to do the little bit shorter ones, and we still bend them to the same amount. So I'm going to use the same deal here and just do the best we can to get them bent. There we go. How many of these do we have? I guess the same amount, right? 6. I think the shorter ones are the side. The longer ones we just did are the front rails for the rack, and then these shorter ones are the side rails for the rack. What's going to hold our paper shelves up. Yeah, I don't know how crazy I am about the paper parts, the paper pieces, like for the shelves and things. I mean, I know obviously you got to try to keep costs down, so you don't, some things can be done. I guess they can be done out of paper instead of wood or a material like that. But I don't know. I was cutting those out earlier before I started filming just to have them ready to go, and talk about kind of tedious. I was just doing it with scissors. But cutting these goofy shapes out, snip, 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 snip. I was like, oh, this is not what I want to be doing. But it didn't take that long. It wasn't that hard. I don't know. It seems a little, these kits aren't, they're not like expensive. This one, I think I paid $40 for it. So it's not cheap either. I don't know. I guess if they went to all wooden pieces for things like that, then the cost of the kit probably goes up to $60, and that's probably, I'm sure they did their study groups, and that's outside of what people would pay. I mean, honestly, it's probably outside of what I would pay. All right, that's got all these put together. So that's why they end up just doing, you end up having paper craft, which is fine. We'll make it work. All right, so that's got that done now. We got those bent, cut here. So now what we got to do, let's take one of these dudes here, A and B. So we're going to have, A and B. We're calling the short ones B, the long ones A. It looks, I can't even pick them up. I've really got to stop biting my fingernails. There we go. So I'm assuming we're going to start at the top first, because we've got to slide this heat tube stuff that we wrap and, cut 12 heat shrink. Oh, here we go. Insert the wire into the heat shrink tube as shown in heat to shrink. Great. Nobody told me I needed a lighter or some kind of heat source. Do I have a lighter? I'm probably going to have to run downstairs, but let's get this done first. So this one's going to face upways, and then that one's kind of, what are we doing? Complete by the same way as shown. Insert as shown. The hell are you talking about? What? Okay, I don't know. Let's just, I guess we go, looks like we're just going to let this one kind of lay one way, and the short one lay one way, long one lay the other. Let's get, oh my goodness. Let's get our little piece of heat shrink. So basically, we're going to have the leg, the side rail, I'm going to call it, which is going to go out this way in the heat shrink. And then we're going to also have the front rail, I'm going to call it front. Yeah, I guess this will just be front rail or whatever, the other rail in there also. Now we got to get these kind of, I think we probably should, we got to get these all spaced out evenly. So what I think I'm going to do, how am I going to do this? Obviously, I don't want to shoot fire at that or some kind of heat at that right now and burn the house down by lighting my instructions on fire. So what can I put this? Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I think I have an idea. Okay, I'm back, and I think I've got a solution. Again, I don't want to, burn this all down. So let me move this. And what I've got a heat-resistant pad that I used when I brazed in my refrigerant lines for the heat pumps I put in the house. So this is literally made, it's one of these, it's just a pad you put behind when you're brazing or soldering. You can put it, if you're in the wall, you can put it behind whatever you're working on to keep, so you don't burn down your house, you don't light your framework on fire, whatever. So I think we're going to try to use this. So let's get these guys like so and like so. I think this is just going to make it easier Boy, this thing is old and falling apart. Maybe it won't make it easier. I don't know. So about there, I guess. So we need to get, let me move my setup here. We got to do 1, 2, 3 of these. Yeah, I think we'll do 3 and then do the, I guess we didn't do the other side. Oh, no, I see, because that's going to go across. Yeah, okay, I see. I see, said the blind man. Here we go. Let's, yeah, so let's do this side first. Like so. And we'll kind of we'll get our locations of our shelves determined, I guess we'll say. Boy, this is actually, this is not easy. How do we keep, I wonder if I should, how low are we going with this? I'm sorry, I got to try to, okay. I'm kind of wondering if I do these one at a time, which I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide that off there. Just because when I manipulate one, another one moves. So let's get, I think you can kind of eyeball where this needs to go. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm becoming irritated. Here we go. So I think right there is going to be our top shelf. No, we need to bring it up. Think about right there. Because we'll have one, I'm just going to use this. We'll have one shelf, 1, 2, 3. I think that's going to be fine. Just kind of square our stuff out here. And then let's see how this works. There we go. Shrink up for me. Shrink up. There we go. Okay. I think that should hold in place. I'm going to make mental note and not touch that for a second. Okay, where did our other pieces go? I'm going to lose stuff. Can already tell. Oh, here it is. So the next one, we'll go and start running this up. We'll go here-ish. And where's this guy? I think we want to go higher than that, probably about right in here. Let's get them fully seated in our tubing. Is that 2? The next one, if we space them out equally, I think that's going to be good right there, huh? Can I get that to slide on down, though? There we go. And go for it. I guess that worked. I don't know. Whew, it's making a good smell. That's for sure. Wow. All right, next one. Boy, this really is a little bit fidgety. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so the next one's gonna be, I mean, I guess I could actually, we could measure it, I guess. I don't know. So that shelf is 250, or yeah, 2.5 centimeter. Could be about right there. I'll remeasure it once I put the other one in. Yeah, because I completely moved it. Let's see if I hold below and then slide it in like so. Let's remeasure it. It looks a little short to me. 2.5 is what we're after. Yeah. Slide on down to just a touch right there, I think. We're going with it. All right. I don't know, something like that. And then next, I think we got to just kind of do, we've got to kind of do the other side. Will these turn? Yeah, okay, I think it's going to be fine. Okay, so what I can do, oh no, I can't. What am I saying? Okay, so I need to slide up like so. Catch that one, and then we'll grab this guy, and I'm just going to lay it out the other way, kind of opposite. Come on, you can do it. like so. And now we just, I guess we kind of just need that. Well, I can measure from the bottom. What are we? 8.3 probably. It looks pretty close. You want to try to get our shelves about as level as we can, but that one looks okay. So let's light her up like so. I think that'll do that job. And up we go. And then this will kind of pull it together. That's kind of nice. I guess we can kind of straighten some of this out. Let's see. Let's get in here. Now the question is, does that look? Yeah, of course it does. Okay, let's do it. And last one of the side rails will go in. I am doing all this in frame. I hope you guys can see what I'm even doing. Get in here. And then I want to try to make that all right. I'm having trouble with this one. Get in here. I think this needs to slide out some. There we go. That'll probably help. There we go. Yep. All right. Now let's make that parallel if we can. I don't know. I think that's going to work. All right. Okay. Now how do we, now we got to get all this attached to here. So basically it's just, what's going to be the easiest way to do this, I wonder? We got to put this, obviously we got to start at the top and work our way down. We need, should I flip it? Should I flip it over maybe? Like, oh my God, my pad's falling apart. Should I flip it over like this? That does not look very straight. I guess it's all still kind of movable, so that's nice. No, I think we'll do it this way. Put you in like so. I don't know the best way to do this. Kind of making this one up as I go here. Put you in. See if that'll hold. I mean, this is one way to make a rack, I guess. It seems like there probably was an easier way to do this besides using heat shrink tubing, but I'll give them an A on creativity at least. And on making me agitated. Okay, get in there. I wonder if I should just, you know what I'll probably do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm an idiot. Let's fold that back out. And what I'll do, I'll set it. Oh, no, but I can't. Yeah, I can. Okay, take those off. I'm trying to think the best way to do this. If I set this here, like so, give me this. This has to attach. This is only, wait, is anything else going to attach? Yeah, this has to attach. I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to fold up this way. So this has to go in also. Okay, yeah, like we did before. If I can get it in there. Oh my goodness. Get in there. Okay, so I can do that. And now if I can try to, I've got to get these. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, I've got to get these equal. Are we doing this by the eyeball method? Is that how we're going to do this? I think it's what we're going to have to do. I'm okay with that. Hit it. All right. Next, We just got to get this done at this point. I didn't expect this to take so long. Wow, it's hot. Yeah, that heated up all the way down the wire. Okay, again, we want to try to get all this pretty parallel to each other if we can. As close as we can. I think we'll have some leeway. It is wire. It'll bend and move and whatnot. Right there. Yeah. We good with that? I hope so. Actually, not quite. There we go. Heat her up. All right. Next. Does that look pretty straight, I think? Sorry, when I get quiet, I'm actually concentrating. This is taking what little brain power I have left. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. I like it. I think. Okay, so now we can heat all that up. Now what we can do is kind of fold it over and make the connections there. Sorry, I just banged the camera. Okay, so if we fold it around, yeah, it's hot. It's hot. It's still hot. Just FYI, it's hot. So now what we need to do is fold everything in on itself and then put this guy. Let's see if that's gonna work for us. Huh. It's kind of funny when it comes together. All right, let's get that heated up. Okay, we kind of burnt the hell out of that. All right, yeah, that's got a little bit of a singed look to it. Is that gonna? Hopefully that'll polish out. Why did that one burn? None of the rest did. Interesting. Okay. Same thing. This will be the back side, I think. The burnt side goes in the back. It's not very square. Okay, that's better. Let me see if I can keep that from burning this time. It's really wanting to burn. Interesting. All right, that's all right. And one more. And by a small miracle of, oh no, this one came apart. I spoke too soon. Let's slide this. Let's get this on here. We can fix that one up if we need to. That other side kind of slid out a little bit. Oh, it's all sliding around, but that's all right. These don't exactly glue these in place. I cannot get this last one to. I mean, I guess it makes sense the last one's gonna be the most difficult, but everything's wanting to kind of move around, and you gotta work with it kind of lightly, because otherwise you end up wanting to bend the wire. Will that slide in? Okay, no. Why did I do that? Okay, let's get this one where we want it. Wow. I think it's because I think it's just the smoke, because I don't have it flat on the ground. The smoke is actually just coloring that. But let's move this out of the way. And it's still there standing. This is the most awful looking thing. Okay, I think if we mess with it for a while, we can kind of straighten the legs. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kind of bend. I'm going to just put a little bend in these legs out on the angle. And I think that'll look kind of nice, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go like that. This one I need to kind of turn that way. Look at that. It almost looks like something. Okay, so let's real quickly get the shelves in, and then I think that's going to finish up for today. In fact, I think what I'll do, I'm just going to put one shelf in so we can see how it looks. I'll do the other shelves in between episodes. But basically, like before, I'm just lightly dragging my X-Acto knife across these lines. Ever so lightly. I'm really not even cutting the paper at all. I'm just kind of scratching it. If that makes sense. Let's fold these together. How does it, do they fold all the way around? How do these go in? Where are we at? Here? Oh, I see. They're supposed to fold around. Ew. I think they're supposed to go like in here. And then they fold around these bars. Oh my goodness. Somebody help me here. You got to go on the outside. Yeah, get on the out. I don't know how many times I got to tell you. It goes on the outside. There you go. You know what? Where's the tweezers that came? Tweezers that came with the kit. I'm going to pull that out with the tweezers. And then this is not going to fit because we bent all of these a little too short, or too short, I guess it would be. Wonderful. Wonderful. Can I make them fit? I mean, it is just paper and all. Can we just kind of bend things to... Yeah, and you're supposed to wrap it around these, and then I guess we're going to glue it. I'm going to twist that. It's gotten twisted a little bit. Yeah, it's going to work. Do we glue it? What do we do? Wrap and glue as shown. All right. So basically those wrap around... They're going to wrap around the... what we were calling the outer rails and whatnot. Wow, this is really fidgety, this wire. I'll do that. I'm going to finish up. You can kind of see how it's going to look. And I don't know if there was a better way to do this heat shrink thing necessarily. I mean, that's the best I could come up with. I'll have to polish up where we've got some smoke marks. I think should probably, yeah, it just wipes right off actually. Yeah, nice. Okay. So that's not a problem where we kind of, well, this just came apart. That's a problem. Go back together. See, it doesn't really, it just kind of holds them in place. It doesn't really fasten them per se. But I think it's going to work. It is what it is. There you go. There is a Flower Rack 3. Thanks for joining me, guys. Let me know what you think. Little bit, I don't know how crazy I am about this design here, but I mean, it's something. It kind of worked out. Let me know what you think down below. Hey, hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with these. Hey, also, check out the playlist if you've missed any videos before, or check out the other builds too. They're kind of fun. Leave me the comments and do all those things you do on YouTube. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Here we go. This night, you gotta find that nightmares do come true. We will find you.